You to 30 minutes.
All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome on in. This is our big headline today. The Supreme Court, these individuals, Steve Nielsen, who's joining us in studio this morning.
Great to see you, Celeste.
Nice to see you, my friend. They have had quite the last several days and have had to decide on some big issues.
Some huge issues. We covered a lot of them yesterday on the voting changes that happened there. Notably, the key thing with the voting is when an elections department can count a ballot.
Yeah.
Saying that states, it can be postmarked on election day. They can get up to 5 days later, still counts in the election. But interestingly, in Arizona, that's not the rules here. So it doesn't really matter. They had this huge ruling, and it didn't impact us at all because it has to be in on election day here.
And then they also ruled on transgender issues, which we'll talk about in a brief moment.
Yeah.
And then, but of course, the birthright citizenship.
That's the big one.
That issue is the big one. And coincidentally, it was our poll question yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a poll Q for all of you this morning. Let's take a quick glance at that. And we have the numbers for you.
I love a good poll Q.
You like that?
I like that branding a lot.
All right, brother. You want to go with it?
Yes. Should children born in the U.S. to undocumented immigrants automatically get citizenship? And we saw this all day yesterday. No matter what format we put this in, this was overwhelming. The amount of people saying, end it, stop automatic citizenship for these children. It's 69% here, and 29% saying keep it. 2% saying, let's see what the court has to say, what their ruling was. And as we found out the ruling today, 6-3, keeping birthright citizenship.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. Absolutely. So let's take a look at some of the details here that we can share with you. And hey, by the way, Linda Monterth, good morning, my friend. Thomas Favela and Louis Gonzalez, thank you for joining us here this morning and for sharing part of your day with us, and to all of the rest of you as well. So birthright citizenship ruling, this is kind of breaking news out this morning because this is the newest development. We've been waiting several weeks for this. The Supreme Court upholds birthright citizenship in the United States, striking down an executive order from President Trump that aimed to do away with the policy, a 150-year-old policy that we have on our books here in the United States. So this was a landmark decision. The justices struck down the executive order limiting birthright citizenship for the children of parents in the country temporarily or illegally. This comes after multiple lower courts had previously blocked the policy. It's interesting too, Steve, because it's been so difficult for this country to get anything done when it comes to our nation's leaders on the issue of immigration.
Decades and decades. We talked about this yesterday. You go back and you play Reagan debates in the 1980s, and they were talking about how we have to fix the immigration system. There is no other way to say it. This is a major loss for the Trump administration. This was one of the first things the president did when he got into office. This was a huge moment for this presidency, and the legitimacy of that executive order completely struck down, though, 6-3. I don't care what the issue is with how opinionated this Supreme Court is between the right and the left. 6-3 is a strong ruling.
It absolutely is. So let's take another look at that poll question, the poll Q, because it was our question to all of you yesterday. 69% said end it, stop automatic citizenship for these children. On YouTube, the number, a little bit lower, but the cut across the board was fairly the same, which is actually quite unique. Usually we get different viewpoints on YouTube YouTube than we do on the poll queue, which is on television, or if you're watching on any type of screen like a laptop or something, or through our app. So 7.3 thousand votes on YouTube yesterday. It said end it. 59% of the people said end it. And so that was pretty remarkable. We do have an interesting conversation here that we're about to get started this morning. We have a special guest joining us, Ilya Somin, professor of law at George Mason University. Good morning to you, and thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. I hope I pronounced your name correctly.
It's Somin, but thank you.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. I appreciate you. Your thoughts, I'm sure that, of course, you've been watching and waiting like the rest of the country has on this decision by the Supreme Court.
I think this is a correct decision. The majority got it right, and for one very simple reason. The Citizenship Clause of the 14th Amendment says all children born in the United States are entitled to citizenship so long as they're, quote, subject to the jurisdiction thereof. And subject to the jurisdiction means what we intuitively think it means. It means simply that they're subject to American law. If they commit a crime or commit a civil offense of some kind, they can be punished or sued for it. That's certainly true for undocumented immigrants and those here on temporary visas. The only exceptions are people like children of foreign diplomats and the like who have immunity for American law. So on the law, this is correct. And in terms of practical consequences, it saves hundreds of thousands of children from deportation, often to a lifetime of poverty and oppression. So it's right on the law, and it has good, positive, real-world consequences.
And I think everything you just said is important right there, because this is not a debate about what you think it should be and what you believe immigration law should be. This is simply a legal question about the constitutionality. What does the Constitution say about this? The word intent has been thrown around a lot, Professor. We just heard from the speaker, Mike Johnson. He was talking about, he called this ruling textualist, originalist, but saying the intent of it has been abused. The dissent from the justices has been very strong in this. I can't remember a ruling where the dissent from them has been this strong. And again, it all goes back to the intent. What's the written word and what's the intent of the written word? I'm curious what you think about this, because I feel like if you change the topic and you make it about the Second Amendment, the sides on this flip on what intent is and what the actual written word is. The right and the left switch sides on this. So do you see that same similarity?
So obviously a lot of people, their opinions on Supreme Court decisions depend on their ideology and on other factors like that. For what it's worth, I happen to agree both with today's decision and also with the court's two earlier decisions within the last 10 days protecting Second Amendment rights as well. In both cases, we have broadly worded rights that are supposed to protect a lot of people. And in both cases, I think the court got it right. It is true that there can be situations where the Constitution leads us in directions which are potentially problematic and have negative real-world effects. That isn't, I think, true in this case.
So help, I think, for some of the comments that are in our chat right now, help us understand, give us the original intent of this law or this Constitution, portion of our Constitution 150 years ago. What was the original intent? And help us to understand how this applies to this situation when it comes to illegal immigrants in our country.
Sure. So the original meaning of the amendment this part of the amendment is, as I said before, to grant citizenship to anybody born in the United States who is subject to U.S. law. And the main reason why it was enacted was to reverse the Supreme Court's decision in the notorious Dred Scott case about a decade earlier, where the court had said black people could not be citizens of the United States ever, regardless of where they were born, and even with respect to free black people and not just slaves. So here, the amendment process begun by Congress enacted a broadly worded principle that applied not only to blacks, but to everyone born in the United States. And it's worth noting that the administration's and the dissenting justices' attempts to try to carve out undocumented immigrants and those on temporary visas, all of their arguments would also have excluded large numbers of freed slaves and other black people as well. For example, they claim, well, if you illegally entered the United States, then somehow you're not subject to jurisdiction. If that's so, that would have excluded many thousands of slaves who were brought in illegally into the U.S. after the federal government banned the slave trade in 1808. And every one of their other arguments has similar implications.
Really important to go over the history of this and to get that history lesson from you right there, because something people that have been against birthright citizenship have talked about is how a lot of other countries don't have this.
Right.
And you have to look back at the reason why we do and the unique parts of our American history that created this situation.
And it was after the Civil War, right? And helping to make, those who were enslaved, who were already on American soil, U.S. citizens. Is that correct?
Yes, we had inherited a rule of birthright citizenship for the British, but the Supreme Court in 1857, wrongly I think, had ruled that that somehow doesn't apply to black people. So the 14th Amendment, in effect, fixed this decision by the Supreme Court and made clear that the principle applies to everybody born in the United States, regardless of their parentage, their race, and so on.
Very interesting. Going from here into the future, we saw Speaker Johnson. He said, all right, let's change the Constitution. Let's fix this. We saw the president say, all right, let's go to Congress and figure this out. Realistically, what do you think? Is that possible with what it takes to change the Constitution?
So obviously the Constitution is extremely difficult to amend. It requires a 2/3 majority in both houses of Congress and then ratification by 3/4 of the states. I think it's very unlikely that any amendment to reverse today's decision is going to reach that threshold.
And, as we kind of wrap up with you, thank you so much for joining. But I do want to ask you on a different topic. What are your thoughts on the issue of men playing in women's sports and the Supreme Court's ruling on that? You mentioned the election issue, which you kind of shared your thoughts on that one. What are your thoughts on this one? Because this one is there's already some legal action being taken in different states across the country, and this could obviously push some of those measures forward.
So I'm not as much expert on this particular topic as in the one we just talked about, but I think today's decision on this issue is probably largely correct. Namely, it says that both federal statutory law and the Constitution, when they ban sex discrimination, those bans on sex discrimination do not require states to allow transgender women to play women's sports. This is an unusual situation where it is generally understood that some sex discrimination is permitted, unlike in most sex discrimination cases where the whole point is we can't distinguish between people based on sex at all. In areas where we can, it seems like the Constitution and Title IX, the relevant federal law, to my mind at least, do not ban states from basing a distinction on biological sex as opposed to, what people may try to transition to later. I should note these laws and the Constitution also do not ban the opposite, which is states can, and many do, choose to allow transgender.
Professor, we got to end it right there. We've run out of time. Professor Ilya Somin, Professor of Law, George Mason University. Thanks for the conversation today. Thank you.
We appreciate it. Have a great day. We'll call on you again. And for the rest of you, a quick snapshot of your mystery camera. Here we are, and 10:15 at this hour.
You always know, Celeste, when we have a very interesting topic where people have robust viewpoints on, when the chat switches from single line jokes, right? Like the little food talk. We got a little bit of that in the chat right now, and suddenly it turns into 3-4 line sentences where people are saying, "No, here's my thoughts, and I want to really dive into this viewpoint right now."
Yes, so true.
I think that the birthright citizenship is definitely something that people have strong, robust opinions on.
Yeah, and they're also sharing a little bit about the issue of transgender women in women's sports.
Yes.
And some of you have shared. So that's what this is for. We love that you all have decided to share your thoughts on this. Chad Taylor says, very strong opinions. Love it. Because this is where you want to do it, right? You share your thoughts respectfully, and then you hear from one another. It's how we understand each other.
This is Town Square. This is the new Town Square right here.
Hopefully there's no guillotine in town.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Speaking of the Town Square, Steve Nielsen. Okay, this is your mystery. On a totally lighter note, this is your mystery camera this morning. And
that's why I come to work, is the mystery cam right here.
You wake up every morning. Your wife's like, "Okay, honey, we got to pay the bills." You're like, "Actually, I want to go. I want to go because I get to see the mystery camera."
To figure out the mystery cam, and the weather here, by the way, might be a hint.
It might be.
Yeah.
It's a little foggy up in this town. All right, let's take a look at your poll question today. What do you think is the biggest reason patriotism has declined in the U.S.? There was a recent study, and it talked about how patriotism, that is, has declined over the course of the last couple of years.
That's right. This was a Gallup poll that came out. It said American national pride has hit its lowest level since 2001, with only 33% of U.S. adults saying that they are extremely proud to be American. Pronounced mostly amongst Democrats, 14% extremely proud. Independents, 28%. Republicans, though, 70% extremely proud. Patriotism peaked, by the way, between 65 and 70%, of course, following the September 11th terrorist attacks. What a moment that was. It feels like you saw an American flag on everyone's car.
You did.
And it was such a moment.
It's unfortunate now, though, that you have an American flag and it becomes political.
It has.
Unfortunately.
I mean, part of the last campaign, the last presidential campaign, Democrats said, we're taking back the American flag. If you remember at the DNC, they had a lot more American flags there than they maybe anticipated originally. And they said, we're taking it back. The idea that any political party has to take the American flag from another political
kind
party,
of an odd thing.
It doesn't make any sense.
So here's the deal. 79% of you say political division is the biggest reason patriotism has declined in the U.S. Steve, let's take a look at the YouTube numbers.
And again,
wow, this one's big time.
The numbers change right there. 34% on political division, economic struggles at 3%, and loss of trust in government and institutions at 63%. Oof.
I know.
Oof. That is a depressing one right there.
I know, it's sad. But you know who can help us this morning?
Build us up.
We're going to have Kevin Gover from Senior Leadership Team, Under Secretary for Museums and Culture. Kevin, you're going to help cheer us up this morning, my friend. What are your thoughts on this study? My goodness.
Well, I will do my best. I'm not a political scientist. The Vox Populi, the voice of the people. It's easy for all of us to understand, how it feels. I would point out, though, that these things rise and fall, and I've no doubt that most Americans are actually deeply patriotic. They may not want to express that in any given moment, but in times of crisis, our nation pulls together.
Yeah, I mean, if the USA win the World Cup, I imagine patriotism will be through the roof right after that. And as you say with the political science part of this, these polls, they're a snapshot in time, and you're right, they do rise and fall. They're not permanent things. They're just a snapshot in a moment right there. Let's talk a little bit about the Smithsonian. I mean, the reason why there's all this polling out there about patriotism is it's America's 250th birthday.
Yeah.
Smithsonian, big part of America. How are you guys celebrating the 250?
Oh, in many ways. It's a very exciting time for us. We've been preparing for some years, really, to mark the 250th. As you know, our museums line the National Mall. And isn't it a wonderful thing that in a country as large and powerful as ours, that the main street of the national capital is dedicated to institutions that study and praise art and science, history, and knowledge. And so that's a huge responsibility for us. So we wanted to be sure that we do our part in the celebration of the 250th. We have, as you would expect, a number of great exhibitions at our various museums. But we're also, ordinarily we would hold our Folklife Festival out on the National Mall. That's been preempted this year by the Great American State Fair. And so we decided we would go out into the country and celebrate with the many different cultural festivals that are taking place throughout our country, not just this year, but every year. And so, for example, we will have a presence at Tucson Meet Yourself, a festival that takes place there in October, I believe. And so we're doing a lot of different things to mark the 250th.
You know, that is a wonderful idea. And I feel like for a lot of families, what an amazing time, I think, in history, maybe to take the family out to all of your museums in D.C. You know, I mean, a lot of times families are thinking, what are we going to do for a vacation this year, a family vacation, or a quick trip for maybe a long weekend? What an opportunity to see something in D.C. this very year.
We'd love to have them, and hope as many people as possible can come celebrate with us. You know, at the Smithsonian Castle, we have a red brick castle that was built, 180 years ago, perhaps, and it's centered on the National Mall. But that building has been closed for some years as we do a major renovation. But we managed to open a part of it for the 250th. And in that building, we have an exhibition called American Aspirations. And it talks about what this country has tried to achieve over the many, many decades, now centuries, of our existence. And there are some really cool things in that exhibition. For example, the writing desk that Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence on is in that exhibition. We have flight jackets from both Amelia Earhart, who was the great woman pilot, and Sally Ride, the first female astronaut from the United States.
Yeah. Amazing.
So it's
That's
just
cool
really
history
cool
right
stuff.
there. Well, thank you so much for coming here, talking about it, and sharing with us. Kevin Gover with the Undersecretary for Museums and Culture at the Smithsonian. Really appreciate you taking some time with us this morning.
My pleasure.
You did cheer us up, too, just so you know.
Yeah.
Your great smile just cheered us up. Thank you so much, Kevin. Appreciate it, my friend. We do have some breaking news. Let's go right to this live look. This is congressional reaction to the Birthright citizenship decision by the Supreme Court. Let's listen in.
An American statement that we will not be held to a different standard, that our children that are born here are U.S.-born children, irregardless of our status, and that we belong and we deserve to have all the rights and privileges extended to all Americans by the U.S. Constitution. Trump tried to erase one of our nation's clearest constitutional guarantee, and he failed. We won, and he failed. We're right, and he's wrong. Birthright citizenship is protected, is shielded by the 14th Amendment and by the sacred document called the Constitution. No president has the power to decide who an American is. The Constitution states it, and it does it in a very transparent and clear way. As MAGA extremists push a dangerous and divisive vision rooted in fear and exclusion, the Congressional Hispanic Caucus stands united to defend our Constitution, everybody's Constitution, your Constitution, yours and yours, all of us. We are the owners of that document, the Constitution, an elastic
Democrats here
document
giving this
that will stretch.
very passionate response here. This is live for us here. We're also streaming this on our on YouTube as well, so you can continue to watch it there. As you see a gaggle of them there, prepared to take the podium there, give speeches, give reaction to this birthright citizenship decision by the Supreme Court, where the United States Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that birthright citizenship is illegal under the U.S. Constitution, striking down President Donald Trump's executive order that he signed, one of the first things he signed when he came into office.
Yeah, and it has been quite a morning, as we've heard from, of course, the Supreme Court on this issue. This was the last day that we were expecting to hear from them because they're going to go on break.
Yes.
And so we knew it was coming today. For the last couple of weeks, we've been waiting for their decision. But, of course, now we have it. And the Supreme Court has also decided on a number of other issues. You mentioned the election issue.
The election issue yesterday, which was about when they can count ballots. So some states, 14 states or 18 states, they allow you to send your ballot on Election Day, but they don't have to get it by Election Day. They can get up to 5 days later.
Like it's postmarked.
As long as it's postmarked,
on this
Election Day. So the Supreme Court said, yeah, if that's your state laws, you can do it. Now in Arizona, they have to get it by Election Day, so it doesn't affect us here. But they did say that they are going to take up the Arizona election law from 2022 in the next session. We should get a ruling on that in the spring. That'll be interesting. That's about whether or not you can vote on the on just a federal ballot. So basically, if you attest you're a U.S. citizen in Arizona, but you don't provide proof, you can vote for president, but you can't vote for the state races
Attest
until you
meaning
provide
you
that
say
proof.
you are, but you don't have proof that you are.
Exactly. You legally say, you sign it under penalty of perjury that, yes, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yeah.
You can vote federally. So the question is that legal? In 2013, the Supreme Court said, yes, it was legal.
Yeah.
This is a new challenge to that. So we'll see what they say in the spring. This is a very...
They have a busy next many months.
They do. It's a very different court than it was in 2013.
All right.
So.
And thank you all for... We're going to chime in with some of your comments after a quick break. Here is a glance at your mystery camera. We're going to have the answer after the break as well. So throw your guesses in the chat this morning. And thank you all for joining us. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. That is your mystery camera. And as you're throwing some answers in there, we just want to make sure that we give all of you guys a shout out. Mr. Paul Valine, Kate Turbo came in with a poll question idea for this later this week. And Scottsdale Coyote is here, Steve. He says, hey, Steve. Hey, Celeste.
What's going on, Scottsdale Coyote? How you doing?
So we have a lot going on this morning in the chat, and we're glad that all of you are here. What are some of the guesses we're seeing?
Well, we've got Miguel saying Minnesota, which, I like that guess because I wasn't thinking lake. Until that guess. Now I'm thinking lake. Linda with a very smart New York State guess there.
That's
really,
a good idea.
Really wonderful. Yeah, and then Jenna confidently, yep, that's New York.
I'm going to go with
Jennifer.
New York too.
You're going New York?
I think I'm going to go New York because we had a live look at Michigan earlier this morning, and it was sunny and breezy.
Oh.
So when you think of lake, or maybe like a Wisconsin, but that's too close to the Great Lakes.
The weather here is very important. Thomas Favela confidently says Cupri Alto, Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but that is a confident location right there.
It is.
This is 100% East Coast to me. It's not even in question. The buildings there scream East Coast.
Because they're old?
Yes. They're that vibe, that era where the East Coast grew up. And I know I guessed Connecticut yesterday, but I really want to guess Connecticut
Do it again.
I really want to go New Haven on this.
Keep doing it every day, and eventually you'll probably win.
It'll be New Haven, yeah. Another sneaky one could be like a Virginia here.
Oh,
like a Newport News, maybe, something like that.
Newport, Rhode Island.
I know it's not Newport, Rhode Island, just because I'm very familiar.
Newport, California.
Like
How many Newports can we come up with
I'm
here?
very familiar with Newport, California as well.
You're so fancy.
And I know
Steve
Newport
is fancy.
News.
Sassy Steve. He's so fancy. Okay, buddy, what are you going to go with?
All right. I'm going to go Virginia.
Okay.
And then I'm going to throw in a Newport News as the specific guess.
Oh, okay.
And you're going
fancy.
New York?
I'm going to go with New York.
Are you going to go? Where in New York are you doing?
I'm just going to go the state.
Just the whole state? That's a good guess.
There's
like
Jasmine from BBB. We're going to see her in a quick moment. But
Jasmine,
here's
you have
Steve.
any guesses real quick?
No.
No guesses.
I'm not that geographically.
Okay. All right. If you don't guess, then you're right no matter what. So
Yes,
I appreciate that. All right, so we're going to open it up here. Stop it. Madison, Wisconsin. I love Madison. There's no way.
Oh, my gosh.
You know what? That's 100% correct. That's the University of Wisconsin there, just up the
Madison?
shore there.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I'm furious
Oh, my
with
gosh.
myself.
What a great college town that is.
That Minnesota guess was great because I just wasn't
you're
thinking
right.
lakes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm mad at.
You're mad
I
at
should have
yourself?
gotten this one. I was just in Madison for a wedding
my
a few years back.
gosh.
Loved it. One of my favorite places I've ever been.
Oh,
Loved it.
they have good cheese there.
Okay.
Cheese heads.
So,
I love cheese curds.
the cheese curds there blew my mind. I'm actually in a text chain from this wedding. I was the husband.
We're
My
going to bring
wife.
Jasmine into this cheese conversation.
That's right. My wife was in the wedding. I was the husband who didn't know anyone at the wedding, right?
Okay.
So that's the best because you're just the stranger having fun.
Yeah.
Everyone's drinks are flowing, celebration. You're just the guy in the corner, like, all right, let's have fun. I ended up meeting a bunch of great people there. We call ourselves the Curd Crew, and we still have
you're
an
in the group
active
chat?
text chain. I'm in this group chat, and I'm absolutely going to clip this and send this to them.
my
The Curd Crew's going to
gosh.
love that I
Curd
talked about
Crew,
them.
way to go.
And we just had curds together, and it was a great little Wisconsin weekend.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's so amazing. Do you have a favorite cheese, Jasmine?
Pepper jack.
Pepper Jack. Bring it, sister.
Did you have a feeling you would be asked that today?
No, but I do like cheese.
Jasmine is with the BBB. Jasmine Tucker joins us with an interesting thing. Is we're kind of right in the middle of vacation season. You're talking rental car scams.
Yeah.
What is this? How does this happen?
Well, you pay for the car in advance, or you go and drop it off, and you think you have a price that you're paying, and then sometimes that's not what happens once you finally get that final invoice from the company. So we're just giving people good tips as to check for when they are making those rental purchases.
Well, and I think this is a really interesting conversation because we're not often when we talk about scams or things like that, we're talking about a bad actor in another country who's trying to get your info or something like this. We're talking about something right now where you're just not getting all the info up front from a company, and that's just not quite right.
Yeah, sometimes it's that, and sometimes it's a lot of lack of reading on our part. You know, there's a bunch of little words, there's contracts, and we're like, yeah, okay. Especially if you've done it multiple times, you just expect it to go the way it's been going, but that's not always the case.
Is there anything we should be aware of, like certain websites, or are these scams happening through an app on your phone, through email, or through certain types of, anything that we should be aware of?
I would say, for one, always go through a reputable website. So go through places that you already know. Don't click on anything that may be unfamiliar or it might sound too good to be true, because that's always a red flag. So if you're not sure about the company, always do a Google search. You can always call BBB, and we can also see what information we have on them.
It doesn't quite get the notoriety that airlines do, but it's all sort of tied together with travel. But there are a lot of rental car companies that sort of pop up in different areas that have really good deals, and you're like, I've never heard of this one before, but they got a kiosk at the airport. They got to be legit, right? Not necessarily. So that's really good. I'll tell you this. One of the tips you guys always put out there is taking video of the car, walking around doing that. I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Very important, because you want to make sure you get a damage claim, something like
Do it
that.
on the lot with
right there
and
with
you
the signage.
You see the person, like, even, you know how they check the car. Take video of them checking the car and walk around with them to show.
I one time had where I turned the car in, and I had this video, and they said I hadn't turned the car in. And they were claiming that I had stolen the car.
Oh, wow.
And so I was able to provide the documentation that here's me giving you the car, here's the sales rep taking the car, and here's the video of it. And that got me out of this jam. But their documentation on their end got messed up.
Yeah.
It was opposite.
That was a
for
Grand
me.
Theft Auto claim coming my way, right?
I drove into the Albany airport in New York, and I tried to return the car, and he's like, we don't have record that you need to return this car here. And I was like,
you got a free
really?
car.
And I was like, actually, no, I'm getting on a plane. Like, you need to take this vehicle. But it's interesting, because sometimes you do have to file your own information, because the companies aren't always doing their due diligence.
No. Not always the case.
Do you guys get a lot of complaints on things like that?
It just depends on what type of business it is, but sometimes we do. I know a lot of times, like you said, you kind of have to do the work yourself. So whether that's taking a picture of the gas tank, knowing that you filled it up, because sometimes you'll get a complaint, hey, they're charging me for gas, and I bought it back and it was a full tank. So just also doing your due diligence as a customer, it definitely always helps.
All right. On your website, do you have any great resources we can reach out? Or
I would say just give us a call. Like you said, we've got plenty of businesses, so we might need to ask a little more, information as to what might specifically be going on for you. But yes, don't hesitate to give us a call. Any question, there is no dumb questions. We're here to help.
all right.
Love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Yeah.
I hope you get some pepper jack this
Yes.
weekend on that burger for 4th of July. This morning, what we're talking about as well this morning is the pocket fire. Let me go ahead and roll this video. Jasmine, thank you so much. Happy 4th of July. And this is a look at some of the newest video that we have in from this pocket fire. And right now we're watching it. We got some newest numbers here in this morning. 15,000 acres have now burned.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
That's a big fire.
It was at 1,500 on Friday.
That is a huge fire, and you could tell it was hitting up just because of the smoke. The smoke changed Friday. It really did.
Oh my gosh, look at that beautiful picture there from David. Ugh, what that smoke in the background. So here's the thing. You have this fire, of course, that's now burning. I believe there's 900 personnel working the fire, both on the ground and in the air. It's north of Sedona, but on top of that plateau, the San Francisco Plateau. It's west of 89A, which is the switchbacks, that beautiful drive that takes you from Sedona to Flagstaff. Have you and your wife ever been through that drive?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that where you popped the question? She was like, yes. This is so beautiful. I'm going to say yes. That roadway, unfortunately, though, is now closed. And so up on the plateau, though, you have this fire that's growing with all these gusty winds moving through. One of my girlfriends, Vanjie, she sent me this video. Let me show you. She was driving from Flagstaff back to Phoenix, and this is Kachina Village. So Kachina Village, that's the smoke she just saw. It was, I believe, on just a couple of days ago over the weekend, Sunday maybe. She's driving from Flagstaff back to Phoenix. Kachina Village is one of the towns and one of the cities is on set status. because
Haunting to see this.
right, that smoke just kind of filtering through. If you drive by that gas station, you'll miss it. Kachina Village is right there, but it's unfortunate that we're seeing some of these types of images here, and we're just going to have to watch it really, really closely. And our thoughts and prayers are with a lot of the firefighters. I posted a picture of kind of in Flagstaff. There's one of those ADOT traffic boards. It's like 89A is closed. I posted it on Facebook, and a lot of you on Facebook have chimed in and said, prayers and thoughts for the firefighters, and because it's hard. I mean, sadly, we just had a firefighter die. We were just talking about him.
Yeah, from Glendale at the Colorado-Utah border, fighting a wildfire out there that got out of hand.
Yeah, so he was a member of, I believe it was the Kaibab fire personnel there, Kaibab Forest, and so he died. And it is hard. It's challenging what they do, especially for those hot shot crews, because they drop them in a lot of times from the air, with everything they have on the back, including the fire shelter. And what happened to those 3 firefighters in that Colorado-Utah fire was exactly what happened to the firefighters in Yarnell. And today is an anniversary.
Today's the anniversary of that.
Yeah.
Yes. What they do is really hard to put in perspective.
Yeah.
And what I have always found when I talk to these wildland firefighters is the attitude they have. They're always, they're just so positive.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing matters. And they know it's a ton of hard work, but they're ready to go and do that hard work. When you talk about flying in ahead of the fire,
Oh, my gosh.
there's no off hours for that.
No,
right?
they're constantly working. They're dropped in from a helicopter or from an air unit, and they're left there with their food. They'll drop in water with food and supplies and things like that. But everything they have, all their tools, and they're not wearing the gear that like a structure firefighter, because they can't run or they can't work in it. It's very heavy. They're just in just regular wildland fire gear.
It's incredible what they do, and it's impressive to see it. Their attitude is impressive to see when you talk to them firsthand, and we need them doing what they do.
Yeah.
These wildfires, they get stopped because of human power out there.
Yeah, they
of
do.
creating a fire line, using the air attack above it. And when they aren't in place in time, when the air attack can't be there in time, when they're not able to set up, that's how these fires get really out of hand and out of control.
Yeah, no kidding. So our thoughts and prayers are with all of the firemen and women on the front lines and in the air. And we're going to take a quick break. More on your poll question, and we're going to read your comments after the break. All right, welcome back, everyone. A beautiful shot here of a lighthouse. Maybe you could re-propose to your wife here, Steve.
Well, yeah.
That's very magical.
I am very happy to say I don't need to re-propose, but
think about how happy she would be.
Our 10th wedding anniversary is coming up next month.
I love it. I love it. What are you guys going to do? What do you guys like to do? Like go out to dinner?
Can I tell you what we're actually doing?
Yes.
We're going to go see the Backstreet Boys.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Is that you or her?
100% her. I love that you asked that as if it could be me.
Well, there's no shame in this game.
Oh, no shame.
No shame. Okay, so I want to give some of you guys a shout out here. So we've got Chad Taylor, Burger Boy, Professor Kleinman, GCCAZ in the hizzy. We got, of course, many of you kind of popping back and forth. Thomas Favela, Mr. Pavoline, Jenna Purr. You guys are also talking about what's for lunch this morning. Steve, what's for lunch for you?
I love that you asked that. I get very emotional about my lunches.
Oh my gosh.
It is a very...
Hey, Dave, do we have any Kleenex?
Yeah, I need to really get into this here. Life is built around lunch. I firmly believe this.
You're my kind of guy.
And I really need a hot lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Like a cold cut sandwich is not lunch for me.
Okay.
It's got to be hot.
What about like a hot like cheesesteak or a roast beef?
The single best sandwich in the state of Arizona, and I will go to my grave with this,
Wow.
is, and I like that everyone's like
we have a
leaning in,
special
like,
guest
what is the
coming up.
best sandwich? Miracle Mile. The straw sandwich, which is the pastrami sandwich there.
It's piled high.
Oh, it is piled high.
Oh, my gosh.
Miracle Mile, this is just a free shout out to them right here.
Yes.
We might go there today. You just talked me into it.
I actually think
now.
I have a gift card there. Maybe I'll do a little pit stop.
I think that's a great idea. Or you can just give me that gift card because,
maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll gift you for coming in and hanging out with me this morning. Oh, look, Professor Kleinman says I'd go see the Backstreet Boys.
Who wouldn't want to see the Backstreet Boys, right?
There's no shame. Hey, we just want you all to live your best life. You do you.
That's right.
As long as you're not breaking any laws.
I'll tell you this, Backstreet is back.
Oh.
They are very much
I
back.
can't wait to see your outfit.
I think it'll be jeans and a shirt, but you're supposed to wear like white to those, aren't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
and dance, the whole thing.
Okay, we'll
welcome
see.
back,
We'll see.
everyone. We have a very special guest joining us this morning, Dr. Kristina Butler, gynecologic oncologist on ovarian cancer. Dr. Butler, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. Yeah, thank you for coming in.
Absolutely.
This is an interesting conversation here, talking about ovarian cancer. What's the launching off point? We're talking about Chris Evert. What's going on right now? I've been sort of out of the loop on this.
Yeah, so she has a recurrence of her ovarian cancer and is undergoing treatment, and there is a lot of hope on the horizon for women with ovarian cancer, but also a lot of awareness. So I really congratulate her and appreciate that she's sharing her story so that we can learn from it and share that with other women.
We were chatting just a moment ago about the idea that I'd done a number of stories on this and emceed a number of different events over many years, organizations that are raising money for ovarian cancer research. And years ago, it was a complete death sentence because you never really found out until it was too late. But things have kind of changed a little bit.
Absolutely. So not only is the incidence reducing because of awareness and options for women, but also the risk of death is declining. So we're having better outcomes for women, which is, again, a kind of a segue to the hope that I think is very important for women to understand and not feel overburdened if they are diagnosed.
That's incredible to hear that hope. And getting back to what you said at the beginning, it is a deeply personal. We're talking about the possibility of losing your life to this. It's a deeply personal thing. Whatever public-facing job you have, that becomes a very private matter immediately. So the idea of being brave enough to open up and talk about that, and to do it without tears streaming down your face, right, and to be able to do that, hats off, because it's important to do that. Because now we get to talk to you, right? I'm not sure this conversation happens without that conversation happening. And now there might be someone in our chat right now who learns a really important thing because of that. And I think that's the incredible sort of chain reaction of it.
Yes, she's an amazing survivor. And the disease also affected other women in her family, her sister.
Oh.
And that's an important
wow.
thing for awareness, that you be aware of your family history, ask your family members what's affected them, because there are some genetic mutations that could be identified that allow women to then have better screening and better options, better outcomes if it's caught early.
So that also, if she has family history, then maybe the BRCA gene could be an effect. And you mentioned it's not just for breast cancer, but it also is something that you can do for ovarian cancer as well.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
the BRCA mutation 1 and 2, and there's many others, place women at increased risk for ovarian and breast cancer. Yes.
What are the symptoms and I know it's difficult, right? Because it's something that happens deep within us as women. But are there different symptoms we might be able to look for if we feel uncomfortable or we're worried about something?
Absolutely. So the symptoms are difficult because, as you mentioned, the ovaries are deep in the pelvis. They might grow a little bit or have a cyst with your menstrual cycle, and you may not notice. But the symptoms that we ask women to be aware of are the symptoms that come and stay. So if you're bloated, feel abdominal fullness or pain, feel full quickly after a meal, those are important things. If that happens about 2 weeks out of the month, that you seek evaluation, because it could be a little GI upset.
Yeah.
But if it persists beyond 2 weeks or into another month, then that's something to definitely be evaluated for, because those are those vague symptoms that women might otherwise just brush to the side.
You mentioned also that medicine has evolved to a certain level as well, where I mentioned that I was speaking with a woman who has had stage 4 ovarian cancer, but she was living her best life, and she said she was on medication every day. Is that relatively new?
So she may be on something called a PARP inhibitor, and those have changed the landscape of outcomes for women with ovarian cancer. And it is so convenient that it is a pill you can take. You don't lose your hair as you do sometimes with chemotherapy, and then you're able to have improved outcomes. So those are new, and the increased use, particularly in women with the BRCA mutation, but also many other women with ovarian cancer, have drastically improved outcomes, which is really a gift.
I want to talk about you for a second. You have a very challenging job and a very emotional job too, because you're talking with patients all day long with a whole wide range of outcomes. When there are new tools that provide new hope, that's got to be emotional for you too, because that changes the conversations you get to have with patients.
Oh, it helps me wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
And I have my research lab at Mayo Clinic. We're very committed to clinical trials. We have extremely exciting trials for women. It makes it an amazing journey to go hand in hand with women as they really struggle through something that's very challenging.
Yeah.
The Mayo Clinic, I just have to, I haven't shared this a whole lot on the air at all, but my husband had cancer a few years ago, and we went to the Mayo Clinic, and they did the surgery there, recovery, and it was the most amazing place. So thank you for what you do. It was a really hard time, and everybody came through and really supported our family in amazing ways.
That's wonderful.
So thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have resources online for ovarian cancer as well, if anybody out there has any questions?
Yes, our Mayo Clinic Cancer Center has a wonderful website. We have links to our clinical trials. We have education regarding abnormal symptoms, other screening modalities, detection, all of those things.
Okay, wonderful. Dr. Butler, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Great
as
to
well.
have you in.
Thank
Thanks
you for
having
coming
me.
in, and thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Have a great day. We want to go back to something interesting here that's happening. Dr. Butler, do you like soccer?
I do.
Have you been watching the FIFA?
I have. My husband and my son in particular, yes.
Who are you guys rooting for?
USA.
Yes, of course.
You have to say that.
Of course. Well, sometimes, if your home country is a different, I don't know, maybe if you're like, I'm Mexican, so I'm kind of rooting for Mexico and Team USA both.
My family, Norwegian heritage, so we root Norway all things. Olympics, all that. USA
Row.
first, row. I love that chant. USA first. Norway a hard second.
So we're loving FIFA, Dr. Butler, like you, but they, all the fans, are loving ranch. All those FIFA fans that have been coming, it has been so incredible to watch. So the ranch dressing craze continuing to take hold on international visitors after tourists were recently thwarted by the TSA in their attempts to take bottles of the sauce back home. So this is one of the bottles that
this is completely insane.
Is this crazy or
this
what?
This is insane. I am so confused by this. Hold on. Why is ranch unique? Is this not something they can make in Europe? I don't get it.
I did not see it in when we went to Madrid last year. I did not see it there.
Did you ask for it?
I went to the grocery store. I didn't see it on the shelves, but I did not ask for it. But I will say we did go to like a Domino's that we had. I think it was in the heart of Madrid. So here's the thing. Do you like ranch with pizza, Steve?
I don't like ranch. I'm not a big ranch guy.
Oh my
How is this the thing we're known for in America?
Look
we do
at this
so
face.
many incredible things. Why is ranch the thing we've got going? Like we are America. We can do better than ranch, can't we?
Ranch is one of the good things that we do well here. We can't even pass legislation on immigration issues, but ranch, we got you covered.
Hey, how was your time in America for the World Cup? Oh, it's great. We had a great salad with ranch dressing.
Yeah,
that's the thing we're talking about?
Yes, I know it sounds crazy. I think soccer is going to unite this country and this world, maybe even.
And apparently ranch dressing has a hand in it.
Yeah, it does.
Ridiculous.
So UPS and Kraft have joined forces now to get the beloved condiment to diehard ranch fans everywhere. The shipping company launching a new method of delivery to send bottles internationally with a new ship and dip discount.
Oh.
How about that? Thousands of Dutch fans marching through the streets of Mexico ahead of the Netherlands knockout stage game against Morocco yesterday, and they all were loving on ranch.
This is ridiculous. I'll tell you this. My sister, they went to Germany on a vacation a number of years back, and they loved the mustard out there.
Oh, it's a different type of mustard.
They got all these different types of mustard out there. And so for several years, the gift that you would give my sister's family was different types of mustard.
Oh,
You'd be like, I found this random German mustard. And their whole fridge is just like filled with a million different types of mustard. They're big mustard people.
I love it. I love it. And I think there's different, if you go to like Pacific Northwest, they have great tartar. They have really good tartar sauce in Seattle.
Who has good Worcestershire sauce?
Maybe people in Worcester and Worcester, Mass.
Worcester, Mass. They got the Worcestershire.
Mass. The other story we want to bring you here before we go, I want to show this to you real quick.
Is it about Worcestershire?
No, it's about Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh.
Maybe you can find Worcestershire there.
They absolutely have Worcestershire.
They're launching a nationwide search for the company's oldest coupon in the U.S., by the way.
Oh, I love that. I've got a bunch of... My mom used to clip those out. When I got sent to college, she gave me a stack of them, like in a Ziploc bag.
That's a good mom.
Yeah.
That is a good mom.
I might win that battle.
You're going to have to search. Yeah. And then what are you going to do with the winnings? You better buy me a warm Sammy. All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll leave you with this great shot. Ty and Anita are next. See you tomorrow.
All right, welcome on in. Happy Tuesday. We're going to keep things rolling here on Fox 10 Talks now at 11.
Very, very busy news day. We're going to begin with a ruling that just came down. Supreme Court upholding birthright citizenship in the United States. Court ruled states can. This is a different topic that we're talking about, but I was looking at. But a big loss, they're saying, for President Donald Trump with this, the Supreme Court upholding birthright citizenship, striking down his executive order.
All right, so what does this mean? What does this mean for you and I? And what exactly could be happening next? We have David Leopold. He is an attorney specializing in labor and employment as well as immigration, joining us via Zoom this morning. Good morning, Mr. Leopold. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us.
Good morning.
All right, so I guess right off the bat, Mr. Leopold, was there any surprises from this decision from the Supreme Court today on this birthright citizenship decision?
No, I think it was pretty clear from the oral argument that the court saw through this executive order for what it was, and that was just an attempt to exclude people from the American family. The Constitution couldn't be clearer. Anybody born on the soil of this country, with some narrow exceptions for diplomats and others, is a U.S. citizen. End of story. And that's what the court ruled.
So take us through then, I guess, a little bit of the history of why the president brought this forward, why he wanted this executive order, and why you think the Supreme Court ruled the way that it did.
Well, the background is basically that the 14th Amendment, the citizenship clause, the clause that makes everybody born here a citizen, was a response to an infamous decision in the 1800s called Dred Scott, where the court ruled that black individuals are just property. And that's why we have the 14th Amendment, because the 14th Amendment says, no, that's not true. Anybody born in the United States is a U.S. citizen with full rights, with full civil rights, and so on. Trump is trying to take us back to those dark days. That's what this was about. This is a plan of Donald Trump and Stephen Miller and others that want to take this country in a direction that we haven't known since the mid-1800s. And frankly, the Supreme Court did the right thing. It did the only thing that it could do based on reading a simple reading of the Constitution and the 14th Amendment.
Since the hours that have since passed, that after this decision came down earlier this morning, the president has gone on to Truth Social, basically claiming that he's going to try and fight this, maybe going towards Congress. I mean, I know you don't have a crystal ball, sir, but what do you think exactly could potentially be happening with this? Because this seems to be something that the president... Well,
what they're going to try to do, I can tell you exactly what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to change the immigration law itself so that it excludes the children of people who don't have papers, and it's also going to. They're also going to try to exclude people who are here temporarily. They're going to try to pass a law doing what the executive orders did. It's going to go right back up to the Supreme Court. It's going to get thrown out again. Donald Trump has this objective of excluding people from the American family. Excluding people who were born in this country, who were raised in this country, regardless of where you come from, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your background. If you're born in the United States, you are an American citizen. Yeah, there are a couple of exceptions to that, diplomats or people who are invading the country or whatever. But the Supreme Court couldn't have been any clearer today because the Constitution is clear. So Donald Trump and his friends can try and change the law, and maybe they'll succeed. They've got enough people in Congress right now. But it's not going to fly.
Yeah, and that was my next question.
Donald Trump lost today, big time.
And that's my next question, if you don't mind. Let's say it does pass in Congress. Let's say it does become law, whatever you want to call it. Could it be reversed with the next administration?
Well, if it becomes a law, it couldn't be reversed with the administration. It would have to be reversed by Congress. Only
and
Congress
that's what I mean.
can,
sorry about that.
Fix the law. But it would be reversed by the Supreme Court because it would directly violate this decision that came out today called Trump versus Barbara. It would directly violate the rulings of the Supreme Court. There was no room for movement if you read this opinion. No room for movement whatsoever in the majority opinion. Justice Roberts, Chief Justice, who wrote the opinion, made it pretty clear. And you've got a good bipartisan sign-on from the judges that were appointed by Republicans and by Democrats. This opinion ends the story. It should end the debate. We've got people in this country who are paying more for groceries, who are paying more for gas, who are trying to maintain their jobs in light of AI. That's what the president should be focused on, not excluding people from the American family, not excluding people who are born in this country and are citizens of this country, and not trying to take us back to the horrific days of Dred Scott in the middle 1800s when certain people were bought and sold as slaves.
We have a comment real quick. I just want to ask you this. Someone is in the comments saying we're the only country with birthright citizenship. Is that true?
No, it's not true. That's a talking point of the president, and it's a lie. Most of the Western Hemisphere countries have birthright citizenship, and in the opinion today in the court, that's where they started. That birthright citizenship started in England before this country was even created. Birthright citizenship is in all of the Western countries. Don't believe everything that you hear coming out of the White House talking points. Most of it isn't true. Birthright citizenship is an accepted norm in the West.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It looks like there's 33 other countries that have birthright citizenship.
Absolutely.
What's the time frame then of what happens next?
Well, the time frame is that procedurally it gets remanded down to the courts. The time frame basically is that now people who are in the United States, women who are having children in the United States, who can be sure that the child who's born in this country is a citizen. That's what happens next. In other words, nothing changes. That's been the law of this country ever since the 14th Amendment, and that's going to stay the law of this country. That's what happens next. Hopefully what happens next is the administration begins to focus on the American people, focus on folks who are paying a lot more for groceries and who are paying a lot more for gas, who are afraid of losing their jobs to AI. That's hopefully what happens next. Whether it will happen next, I don't know. I guess that depends on what the American people say they want.
All right. Well, Mr. Leopold, we do appreciate your time here this morning and giving us your insight into this I guess, breaking news that we've been following all morning long. We appreciate your time, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk about what we're watching, other news, because there's a lot going on here locally. We have been keeping an eye on the pocket fire, and that continues to burn out of control. This is north of Sedona. We're getting some looks today. You can see the smoke and the flurry. Fire has now burned more than 15,000 acres.
Yeah, still 0% contained, but that smoke, man, if you live up in northern Arizona, and especially in that Flagstaff area, you know just how smoky it has been. And Crystal was talking earlier about how there is also basically an air quality advisory, an alert up in that area just because of all the smoke. So if you are susceptible to bad air, this is the kind of day where you just want to stay inside and not go outside.
Yeah, they're saying that this is going to be a fire that they anticipate is going to be burning for quite some time, essentially perhaps let it burn itself out. The terrain up there is very, very tough. It's hard for them to get into that area. And then, of course, you have those dry, windy conditions. So we're going to keep an eye on that one for you. Pinal County ballot mistake. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah, listen to this. Some folks might be getting a new ballot because of a little error that was on one of the ballots. So they said there was some issues with the Republican primary ballot. So the Pinal County Recorder's Office confirming that more than 1,400 ballots were mailed out with incorrect information. Now, the accident was caught over the weekend when a voter actually contacted the Recorder's Office with this question. They were like, yep, sure enough, we made a mistake. So the glitch only impacted precincts, committeeman races in 2 different precincts. So we're talking about 1,400 people that were affected. So those folks that did get one of those bad ballots, they'll be sent replacement ballots here in the next couple of days.
Let's talk about Governor Katie Hobbs ordering flags to be flown at half-staff. Today is the anniversary of that tragic loss. 13th anniversary of the deaths of 19 Granite Mountain hotshots. Ty and I covered this exclusively. This was probably our first really big assignment here in the Fox 10 newsroom. Crew died June 30th, 2013. They were battling the Yarnell Hill fire. They were overcome by flames and essentially just had no way out. So Governor Hobbs says the state's honoring the sacrifice and bravery of the fallen. We had some ceremonies taking place yesterday. They have a really moving hike, if you will, that you can take up there to the very spot where the firefighters perished.
All right, well, let's do one last story. Let's talk about this week in history. We're talking about the hottest temperature ever recorded in Arizona. The mercury reaching 128 degrees at Lake Havasu City back on this date in 1994. Can you even imagine 128 degrees? It remains one of the highest temperatures ever recorded in the United States, trailing only Death Valley, California at 134
Folks
degrees.
at home, chime in. Were you here back on this day? Do you remember that 128 degrees being reported in that area? Do you remember the hottest day here? What was that like?
Brutal, right?
Right. I'm wondering what the temp is right now. I think we've got 93 degrees. It was actually very pleasant outside.
Yeah, it's not going to be too bad today. All right, real quick, what you are reading out there on this Tuesday. This was a big story. We talked about this exclusively. 1993, Arizona sex assault victims speak out following the arrest. Now, this all stems from that turquoise alert that happened. One of the brothers is a sex offender, a registered sex offender, and so the family was just kind of recounting about what happened to their family years ago.
Yeah.
Then, of course, our other big story, and we just talked a lot about this, is, of course, the birthright citizenship. Supreme Court rejects Trump's crackdown.
And finally, you guys were talking about the Arizona firefighter who was killed. He was among 3 firefighters killed battling a wildfire near Colorado-Utah border. Very young man, a very tragic situation. So we're going to keep you guys posted on that.
All right, now it is time for your question of the day. Did you put your thinking cap on and you
Nope,
ready
absolutely
for this?
not.
All right.
I have not had time to put anything
It's been a busy day. It's been a very
I have
busy
not had
news
time.
day.
We do
All
a
right.
lot of running around.
Let's jump into it. Here it is, you guys. What year was it? Here it comes. Here comes our question.
Drum roll,
Here it
please,
comes.
Dave.
Here it comes.
Punch it up.
There it is. Apple's
Oh.
iPhone went on sale on this date.
In what year? No Googling.
No Googling. I'm going to say early 2000s. I'm going to say 2004. I'm going to say 2004.
I agree with you. 2004, 2005.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's a good guess.
Put your guesses in. We will let you know coming up in 30 seconds. Actually, more than that. 2 minutes and 30 seconds after this quick break. Get your guesses in. All right, here's your question of the day. What year was it Apple's iPhone went on sale? We didn't get a whole lot of responses today.
I think we had
Someone said 2011.
2004.
And someone else said 2006. You said 2000 what?
I said 4 or 5. I agreed with you.
Okay. Hold on. And here is the answer. You ready for it? Mm-hmm. 2007. Oh, okay. That was later than I thought.
That's a password to my phone.
What is?
2007.
Okay, so if you find Anita's phone lying around anywhere, you know how to get right into it.
Wow. I wonder how much it cost.
Oh,
Let's
that's
see.
a good question. All right, yeah.
How much did first iPhone cost?
Right there.
Guess.
Oh, only $500.
Oh my God!
What a steal!
But do you remember the day where you would go into one of the carriers and they would give you the phone for free and clear, no contracts, and then all you had to do was pay the bill for like a year or two or something like that?
Man, wouldn't that be nice? Now iPhones are going for what, like $1,200?
So expensive.
Insane.
I know, but you can't live without one.
Yes,
and
very
I'm an
true.
iPhone girl, not an Android.
Yeah, I've never had an Android.
But that's only because my first work phone was an Apple, and that's what I learned.
My very first work phone was a BlackBerry.
That's true. I did have a BlackBerry
did love
first.
that physical keyboard.
No, I never had a BlackBerry. That's not true.
All right.
I had a two-way pager.
Oh, a page.
Well, it was like a little like
messenger beeper thing?
Yeah, but
I
you can
remember
type
those.
to each other like text
Yeah,
message,
yeah.
but it didn't make phone calls.
I remember that.
Clever.
Clever.
We are talking about the heat. It's really, really nice out right now.
it's not too bad at all today.
And will be for a couple of days, but it's inevitable we're going to hit those 110, 112 marks.
So how do you make sure that you are staying safe, especially those folks in your life that maybe are a little bit older? So we have Dr. Tara Ostrom here. She is at Centerwell Senior Primary Care here in Phoenix. Good morning, doctor. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
So it's true because we can say we have gotten older and the heat does hit different. You have a different tolerance level for heat, I think.
It does. You know, as you get older, your body's ability to regulate your temperature, it's not the same as when you're younger. In seniors, like here in Arizona, we have a lot of them, are more susceptible to this heat.
So when you're,
I was going to say, why is that? Like, what happens to your body physically or whatever that makes you a little bit less susceptible to dealing with the heat?
And when you say seniors, what is that age range that you're talking about?
Mostly when we talk about seniors, we're talking about like 65 and up.
Okay.
But, you know, there's a disease burden, so they might have higher burden of chronic conditions such as heart failure, kidney disease, and diabetes. And some of the medications and treatments for that may affect the ability to stay hydrated. Because a thirst mechanism, they may not be as thirsty, and by the time you're actually thirsty, you might already be dehydrated. And the skin is not as protective as it was in younger. So all of these things lead to seniors just being more susceptible to heat-related illnesses.
So how is it that they're able to do things outdoors then? How do they better protect themselves?
You know, I tell my patients, you know, if you're going to run an errand, you know, do it before 10 a.m., you know, early in the morning before the heat of the day. And then in the afternoons, don't do a lot of errands as far as, you know, in and out of stores or walking dogs. You just pick that a different time of the day. And think about like air-conditioned activities in the afternoons. You know, our Centerwell senior primary care clinics, we have activity centers like movies, arts and crafts, mahjong, and bingo, things for seniors to stay engaged and stay cool in the heat of the blistering
Inside,
summer.
right?
Inside, not
We can
outside.
appreciate that, absolutely.
By the way, that mahjong, that's kind of getting a resurgence, isn't it?
It is.
Totally off topic.
I see it everywhere now.
It's
It's
very
just
talking about it.
complicated.
Yeah.
I've tried it. They sent me to a live shot, and I didn't quite grasp the concept. But I can understand how it would be very fun to play, but also good for seniors to keep the brain activity going.
great brain activity.
I was going to ask you, so what are some of, like, I guess the warning signs? Are they different from younger people versus those seniors when it comes to the heat and the way that their body might be responding to it?
A lot of the heat-related symptoms they're subtle, and so one might not quite think that that's a heat-related illness. Things like dizziness, nausea, weakness, muscle cramps, fatigue. And sometimes seniors just say, blame that on some other medical condition, but these could be the very symptoms that they're getting in trouble from a heat-related illness.
Someone younger might get in trouble. Maybe they're just outdoors doing a little too much, a little too long, and they'll get that heat-related illness. They tend to maybe recover faster.
Yes, it can
is that
bounce
true?
back.
So, what is a recovery time like if we have someone 65 or older who is, let's say, running errands in the heat of the day? It's 115 degrees outside. You're running around, and it hits hard. How much more difficult is it for them to recover?
It's really variable, and it can depend on so many different things. How long they've been out with the heat, how dehydrated they are, what their medications are, and just so many different factors would be hard to predict. But if there's any symptoms of confusion, fast heart rate, or just the inability to cool down, that's at the medical emergency range.
So what do they do at that point?
Well, by the time you're confused, hopefully somebody notices that you're in trouble, because at that point you might not even know to call 911.
Wow, that is scary.
That's why Crystal, whenever we have those heat advisories and those types of things, she's always reminding people to check on your elderly neighbors, because you never know if, heaven forbid, their AC goes out or they're not getting enough water or something like that, that it could go downhill pretty quickly.
You're right. That's a great point. Seniors that live alone should maintain, a kind of a check-in, a family member or friend, a neighbor who checks on them at least like once a day. And they need a plan. Like if the air conditioner is going to go out, sometimes it just happens. You already need a plan. Where are you going to go? What are you going to do? That's not the time to make a plan. That's the time to execute on the plan.
Yeah, for sure. And when you mentioned plan, this might be a good kind of, wake-up call for all of us if we do have seniors in our lives to maybe come up with that plan. Make sure that we're checking on them regularly, making phone calls, making sure that they're okay.
But that can be a little bit of a touchy subject, maybe, because some seniors would say, I'm not a senior citizen. I'm perfectly healthy and I'm perfectly capable and fine. So how do you broach that topic?
I think just when you just start with compassion, and they're like, hey, there's going to be a really hot day. I'm going to be doing a lot of hydration, just checking on you. What are you going to be doing during the day? Just kind of make that touch point, because we're all in this together. So if we're all going to just follow the exact same things for our skincare and our hydration and staying cool, then it's not about singling out the seniors, but it is a way to kind of reach an arm out for compassion to make sure they're going to be safe.
So lots of AC, early morning errands, sunblock,
Lots of water,
hats.
Yeah.
I like the driving gloves, personally. I've started incorporating those into my...
Driving gloves.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me, what does that look like?
I'll try to take a picture.
Just gloves?
Well, they're fingerless little special gloves made out of a UV protected fabric, so that when you're driving, the sun isn't hitting through the window.
Oh boy.
That
sounds like a lot.
So then if and when I do hit 65, I'm not going to have to worry about it. Doctor, how do people get a hold of you?
Our website is centerwellprimarycare.com. We have 13 centers across the metropolitan Phoenix area exclusively focused on seniors.
Very
Awesome,
cool.
thank you.
And you can learn to play Mahjong.
Yes, I think I want to give it a try.
I know, right?
Yeah, it sounds fun.
All right.
Let's go through some of the comments if we can.
And I was going to show the camera outside too while you're doing that.
Okay. Sounds good. It's 94 degrees now and really nice, but we were talking about that really, really hot day. Lake Havasu City, it was 124 degrees on this day. We have a comment from Jennifer, 22, says, I was visiting my parents here when it did that, but it was 123 where they were. My dad fried an egg on the sidewalk.
Wow.
Yeah, we're also getting comments about the phones. Not a fan of the fruit, says Thomas Brown, Android guy here. And then we've got another Android user, says Louis Gonzalez. So pretty interesting there.
All right, we have some trending stories for you on this Tuesday. And I thought this one was kind of interesting. Let me find it. Here we go.
Starbucks.
I didn't even know this was gone.
I didn't either.
But there's a fan favorite. It's the S'mores Frappuccino is coming back for the first time in 6 years.
That sounds really good, actually.
I didn't know that was
But you don't
gone,
like
though.
marshmallows.
No, I don't like marshmallows.
But do you like a s'more?
No.
Would you eat a s'more?
Yeah, maybe.
With chocolate and
I like
graham
the chocolate
crackers.
and the graham cracker, right?
Yeah, go ahead, read it.
Okay, so the chain is betting that customers are ready for a fresh taste of summer campfire nostalgia, according to Starbucks.
Okay.
So it rolls out today for the Starbucks Rewards members. So if you've got the Starbucks Rewards, you can order it today. But if you're not, you got to wait till tomorrow. Do you think they're really checking? Do you really think they're like, you're not a Starbucks Rewards, no s'more Frappuccino for you?
Do you have to put your phone number in? I can't even tell you the last time I went to a Starbucks.
What?
No.
Why?
Because I save money. I brew my coffee at home.
Okay. Well, sometimes you just want like a quick little treat.
No.
Listen, I'm not like the biggest fan of Starbucks coffee itself. I think it tastes a little burnt.
I think tastes a little burnt.
But
to
the
be
thing
honest.
that I like is it's convenient. And it's always the same. You know what I mean? You always get the burnt.
You always get burnt coffee no matter where you went. I don't know. I don't do it.
All right. Well, good for you. Saving money left and right.
I spend my money on other things.
Yeah, I know. I see your shopping cart sometimes.
But that's what I do. I show it to you, and
then I
then
say,
you
"You don't
deter me
need
and you
that.
say you don't need it.
That's a waste of money.
Powerball? Yeah.
No, let's do this one real quick. According to Axios, the spritz.
Okay,
So
great.
they did a whole thing on the drink of the summer. And it used to be the Aperol Spritz. That was like the #1 drink of the summer, which is, of course, Prosecco, and then Aperol.
Can I tell you, honestly, I never knew how to even say that word.
What?
Aperol?
Aperol?
No, I didn't know how to pronounce it. I
Okay.
thought it was so fancy.
Okay, so they said that there's a new, I guess, spritz in town, the Hugo Spritz.
Okay.
Which is made with Prosecco, elderflower liqueur, and soda water with mint and lime for garnish. It is emerging as a major summer cocktail. In fact, they looked at Google Trends. They found that it spiked by 2.2% in the last month just because of people looking to how to make the Hugo Spritz.
I'm not big on the flowers in my drinks, like a lavender latte or something like that. I don't like those. So I'm not sure how I would feel about the elderberry or whatever. Elderflower in there.
Well, it's
that
just
might
the syrup.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that tastes like.
I think we need to have someone come in and make us some Hugo Spritzes.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I like that.
I would probably go for the s'mores cappuccino.
Frappuccino.
Maybe I need one of those.
Yeah, I think
right
you
now.
might with some extra shots, right?
Sure.
All right, we got about 30 seconds left. Do you want to take let's do Powerball real quick, and then we'll take a look at what we're covering for tomorrow.
Arizona Powerball players, check your tickets. We had a couple of big winners. One was last Saturday's drawing. Arizona Lottery says $2 million ticket sold at a Quick Trip in Tucson. Here in the Valley, a ticket worth $50,000 was sold at a Circle K in Peoria, specifically 83rd Avenue and Union Hills. Next drawing tomorrow night.
All right, this is what we're working on for tomorrow, USA versus Bosnia. And then July 1st is when a lot of new laws go into effect, so we'll break some of those down tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.
All right, 11:30. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you all for hanging with us and still joining us as we're taking a live look here at downtown Phoenix. And Wolfgang 101, we're glad to see you in the chat. Outlaw Dynamo as well. Thomas Brown, Jenna Purr, Lil Philosophy, and Irene is back today as well. Good to see you, Irene.
Second day in a row. This will be fun.
That's right. Okay, we have a very special, two very special guests to bring you here this morning. Gentlemen, nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well.
Yes, nice to see you. Okay, lean on in if you don't mind to your
bet.
microphones and make sure that I got both of those up. And I know we got a lot of mics going on up in here in the studio. So we have, introduce yourself if you don't mind.
Yeah, my name's Tyler Hudgens. I'm the Vice Mayor of Santan Valley.
Okay.
Daren Schnepf, Mayor of Santan Valley, the newly incorporated.
I know, that has to be exciting.
Very exciting.
How is that going there in the East Valley? Yeah?
A lot of work, you know, to form the town and get the staffing and everything, but it's been a great challenge. I think we've been both pretty pleased at how we've been progressing, and it's been fun.
And I hear there's a big 4th of July celebration coming up.
Absolutely. We have that July 1st.
Tell us a little bit about that if people want to come.
Yes, it's open to the public. It's free. We're going to have amazing vendors, food trucks. We're going to have Banner helicopter come and land. We're going to have our rural metro and our Pinal County sheriffs there with their vehicles, so people can take a look at what they've got going on, and then we're going to cap it off with a drone show that's going to reveal our logo that we selected at the end. And you know, instead of fireworks, it'll be the drone. If you've been at one of those before, they're pretty awesome. The sky is just lit, and we are excited. This is our first festival that as a town.
You know, this is exciting for you both. Congratulations, by the way, on the launch of the new town. Bring up an interesting point. You mentioned kind of like forming everything and the police and the fire, and that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah, so we incorporated last year on September 17th, 2025. And normally a community incorporates at 2,500, 5,000, 10,000 residents. We're 107,000 residents, larger than Queen Creek. And we started we're larger than Queen Creek. We started with just an appointed council, and we had till July 1st to get the city up and running. And it's been a lot of work that we've had to put in to be able to get ourselves in this position to take over all the services from the county.
Yeah. And I know you guys mentioned the drone show. That is going to be really exciting. I saw one before. But as far as like vendors and other things that are going to be there, what can people expect from that? Yeah,
they can expect some local vendors that'll be there. We hope that we have a lot of our local businesses that are out there already will be there. And they'll be able to go around and hear what they have to say and what their interest is in the community. On top of food trucks, we've got quite a few food trucks that will be there, and that's always exciting for them to come and have a place to be able to have the community come and get a taste of their flavor.
So where are you guys originally from? Are you both from the East Valley?
Yes, I'm a native Arizonan. I'm related to the Schnepf Farms. Mark and Carrie. Mark's my cousin, my first cousin. So the Schnepf's been out in the Queen Creek, Santan Valley area. Probably first when my grandfather came out in 1941.
Wow.
So we have a long storied history out there. So, yeah, I'm a native Arizonian. Been out there a long time.
I'm a native Arizonan as well, originally from the town of Gilbert. My wife and I moved because the housing market was crazy in 2021. So we landed in Santan Valley. We've loved it. And I got involved as the chairman of the incorporation effort from this last effort that was successful. And that was as a result of seeing, like, there's some things that just don't seem right, and that we can fix, and being incorporated, be able to do that. The other thing I'll add is with our event on July 1st, the first 25 people in line get a commemorative tote. So get there early, get in line, and you might be able to get one of those totes.
Starts at 7 o'clock, 7 to 9 p.m.
So line up at 6:30.
Yeah, it'll be at Post and Butte High School out there in the Florence Unified School District, just off of Gansel Road. And so there's plenty of parking. Should be a great event for us.
All right.
Wonderful.
Gentlemen, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
It's
good to meet you.
Congratulations again on launching the city of Santan Valley. It's exciting.
Yeah, we couldn't be more thrilled.
The housing market still isn't great, but it's better out where you're at.
But we got a large group of people out there, and we're looking to build even more better infrastructure, and we had a workforce out there. It had 107,000 people plus. We're the 92nd municipality to be incorporated in Arizona. We're the largest in Pinal County, and we're probably the 13th in the state of Arizona as far as populace.
Overnight, yeah.
Just like
I know
that.
you have a great mountain biking community out there in those Santan Mountains.
They
For
are.
sure, you got a couple of clubs out there. We're going to have you back to
Absolutely.
talk about kind of the formation of the town and the city and all the exciting things you guys have going on. So thank you. Happy 4th of July.
You too.
You as well.
Thank you
Good
for
luck with your
having us.
celebration.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
It is so fun.
Thanks for the questions.
We love drones here, don't we?
Oh, I
Irene?
love drones. Exactly.
Yeah, they don't typically cause anything to get on fire.
No, that's correct.
And they're not quite as loud either.
They're not. They're a little buzzy.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. We're going to put the information for you up on your screen now. So Community Festival, join us for a community celebration featuring local vendors, food trucks, a drone show as you celebrate 4th of July, Independence Day, America's 250th anniversary, and Santan Valley's operational Independence Day. So free admission, and I'll read some of the details for you. Free admission. It's on July the 1st and 7 to 9 p.m. So this is tomorrow, Irene. This event is going to happen.
It's going to be a little early. So if you want something to do over the weekend, something to celebrate early if you have the week off, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. This is maybe you have, of course, the kids are out for summer, so you have something to do. And it's at Poston Butte High School. And here's the website for you, santanvalley.gov. And congratulations to them for launching their own town. That's exciting. Irene, we have a very special, couple of guests.
Right?
here.
I gotta say, I was a little bit distracted. I'm like, we've got a kitten sitting right next to me here, and Kelsey, of course.
You know, I don't blame you for being distracted. Plus, I mean, we have a superstar in the building. This is Shakira.
Oh.
So, you know, it's easy to be distracted by celebrity, for sure.
Do cats have hips? Because her hips.
You know what? She's been shaking her hips all day. She's been playing, and right now she's just taking a little break. You know, all divas need a little break.
Yes, we do. Tell us about Shakira.
Yeah, so Shakira is 9 weeks old. She's available for adoption at our Sunny Slope location. She actually was rescued a few weeks ago as an injured stray when she was found to have a head tilt and she had injuries throughout her body. So she was taken to our trauma hospital and she was treated in there. She actually was found to have a mass in her ear, which was removed. And she said, excuse me.
Cute.
So she had a mass removed in her ear, but she's all better now, and she's definitely a great mix of sweet and spicy, as you can tell, because she is a tortie and she has a lot to say. She's wanting to sniff them. Yeah, she's wanting to sniff the microphone right now. So a great example of the more than 28,000 sick, injured, and abused pets that we care for at the Arizona Humane Society every year.
And of course, we have 4th of July coming up, and there's always a concern. I think we think about dogs a lot because they're in the backyard, maybe more in some homes, but cats are a concern too as far as getting out. They can get spooked by fireworks too. What do you recommend to help keep them safe?
Absolutely. So the 4th of July is the #1 time of the year for pets to go missing because those fireworks are very scary for our pets and they're more sensitive to it. Also, too, you have parties going on, you have people in and out, you have a lot of distractions and things like that. So it's really important to, first and foremost, make sure that your pet is microchipped. That's the #1 way for your pet to be able to come back home. And then also having updated information. We can't tell you how many times we have pets come through our shelter and the information isn't updated, so we're not able to find their owners. Then, of course, do not take your pets to fireworks. It's very dangerous.
Do people really still do that?
Yes, they do.
Wow.
Yes. So making sure that your pets are in a safe, secure area where there's plenty of fresh water, lots of distractions, maybe playing the TV or the radio to drown out those scary noises. And then, too, you can even have things like thunder shirts or some other behavioral corrections to help our pets know that, you know, they're in a safe environment and to help keep them safe. But if your pet does go missing or if you do happen to find a lost pet, you can visit azhumane.org/lostpet to be able to help get them home.
Oh, that's so sweet. What are you guys seeing as the biggest, maybe a challenge right now? Is it dogs, cats? Or are you seeing, I know you all rescue all kinds of animals.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a little bit of everything. That you know, the Valley definitely has an elongated cat and kitten season, so we have hundreds, if not thousands of cats in our care at any given time. And then also, too, the dangerous summer heat definitely poses a lot of risk to our pets. So our animal rescue and cruelty team is out there each and and every day. They're going to be out there on 4th of July making sure that pets are safe, and if they're in dangerous situations, to be able to hopefully get them the help that they need. So definitely, making sure that the community keeps an eye out for pets that are maybe tethered, don't have any water or shelter, or pets that are out in the heat. So making sure that you're calling your local police department for assistance or the Arizona Humane Society, because it really can be a matter of seconds when it comes to saving the life of a pet.
There's a recent law, right, or city ordinance that was put into effect when it came to tethering your animal.
Yeah, so there will be a new ordinance here in about 30 days, but the Arizona Humane Society does recommend never tethering your pets. We definitely have alternatives because, unfortunately, we have seen really horrible situations when it comes to tethering, whether pets get entangled or whether they get wrapped around something, and it can even cause them to, unfortunately, pass away. So we definitely see situations like that. So we do have alternatives to tethering, and we have different solutions at azhumane.org/breakthechain.
Okay, and one last quick question. If anybody out there has any, wants to donate or do anything like that, what do you need? Do you need anything at the shelter?
There are so many things that you can do to help. So not just adopting little ones like little Shakira here. Fostering, obviously, is a great way to be able to bring in a pet while expanding the walls of our shelter without permanently adding to your family. But of course, volunteering your time or your money. We are a nonprofit, so we're only able to save the lives of little ones like this thanks to our community support, and you can learn all about that at azhumane.org.
Oh, well, Irene is an animal whisperer, just so
I've
you
just
know.
been staring at this little kitty.
I know, I'm
She's
sorry, I've
so
been talking
adorable.
her.
Hold her. I'll take her. Hi, sweetie. Should you just stay for the rest of the show? I think you should.
Irene is in heaven now. You just made her week.
I mean, you guys updated your studio, so maybe you need a little icon here to be able to.
Shakira, we need like a little, mascot.
Mascot? Yeah.
She said, okay.
You want to see Celeste?
She's ready to get down to business.
My dog is going to be so jealous when I get home. Like, who are you hanging with today?
Exactly.
Lucy's going to smell Shakira. She's going to be like, Mama, what's happening?
I can check my hips too.
We can learn from each other,
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you for making Irene's week.
Thank you.
All right, let's give you a live look here at your mystery camera this morning, and go ahead and throw your answers in the chat this morning. Irene, this one is a puzzling one.
Ooh, it's green, so it's not anywhere near here.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, everyone. This is your mystery camera. And Louis Gonzalez, hi, good morning. He says, or afternoon almost, I guess, Irene. He says, hello, Celeste and Irene. And Kathy King, nice to see you in the chat as well. Irene, what are you thinking? You thought maybe this looked a little like home for you.
Yeah, well, I'm from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and this looks like a little bit of farmland, but my only hesitation is it looks a little flat to be home for me. But
does Pennsylvania have like mountains?
There's like more like foothills, so it's not completely flat. But it could be some areas. Maybe I'll just go with home and I'll say it's home.
Okay, you're going to go Pennsylvania?
Might as well, I guess.
I'm going to go with, what else is there near Pennsylvania? One of the, I'll go like Boston. But I doubt that's it. But we're just going to go with it. Let's see. We've got a Nebraska from B. Miguel, Tennessee from Louis Gonzalez, Montana. That's an interesting guess from Lil Philosophy. And we have a Tennessee from Outlaw Dynamo.
A lot of those are good guesses.
Yeah, Pennsylvania. Thomas Brown is going with you on this one.
Yeah,
or even,
maybe.
Look at Iowa from Catherine King. Catherine, good morning. All right, you want to go with it, Irene?
Okay, we'll say Pennsylvania. What are you going with?
I'm going to go with Boston.
Boston, okay.
Or Massachusetts, I guess I should say. Oh.
Inwood. Oh, my gosh.
Okay, turn it around and let's show folks at home.
There you go.
Inwood, West Virginia.
I have never been there.
Thank you, Glenn zoomed in for us. Thank you.
There we go. You can see it.
Yeah, we can see your nice nails, too. It's a pretty color, Irene.
Got the pink.
That's your color, sister. That's
you know what? I have been to West Virginia. The first time we ever moved out here, my dad drove with me cross country. We drove through West Virginia. But I don't remember it enough to recognize that.
You drove all the way here from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, we did. It took like 3 days.
Gosh. What was that like? What was your favorite part?
It was fun. You know, I love Tennessee. I'd never been. The people there were so nice. I stopped in. Everyone's like, "You want to take a picture of you?" I'm like, "Sure." Just so friendly. It was nice.
Oh, that's nice. Good restaurants?
Good restaurant. We only stayed there for one night.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Like a little diner and things like that. We have a very special guest in studio this morning. Let me go ahead and give you a quick shot. Good morning. This is Michaela Davidson. Michaela, good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to see you. Let me open up your microphone for you, my friend. You are a part of Drunk Pirates show in Phoenix.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us more about the show.
So, Drunk Shakespeare Society is presenting Drunk Pirates right now. I play Captain Smollett and Jim Hawkins. This is my Captain Smollett costume. It's very beautiful, as you can see. Thank you. The Drunk Pirates show is a twist on Treasure Island. And you don't have to know the great story of Treasure Island to come see the show and have a really great time. Drunk Shakespeare Society, each performance, 5 actors. 1 actor takes 4 to 6 shots during the performance and has to ensue shenanigans and continue on with the show, and it's a really great time with audience interaction, improv, handcrafted cocktails.
So we were just saying, neither of us have been to one of these shows. We've seen it on Instagram. We've heard about it. What's your favorite part about, so we'd be on the audience side, what's your favorite part about actually being in the show?
My favorite part is working with my different cast members and being able to cover multiple roles. You know, every show is a different experience. You're never going to see the same show twice, ever. And with the audience interaction, it really opens up to more improvising, and we have a really great team of supporting each other on stage. And
yeah, you said that there are 4 to 6 shots, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So then who determines, like, if it's 4 or 6?
So we also have...
that could definitely
So they take 4 shots at the top of the show, and we have special seats during the performance, for our royalty seats, and there's an auction for these seats. It's a really great time. And with these seats, they have opportunities to interact with the drunk actor. And it's
So the interaction, and then that determines maybe who takes another 5th or a 6th.
Yes, but it's only one actor is drinking during the performance. Only one actor.
Only one actor.
Only one actor
1 out of the
each.
5.
One, yes, only one every time.
You know, it's interesting how this entire thing. I remember when Drunk Shakespeare began, and I watched some of it on YouTube. It has taken off. And what do you think? What is the audience interaction, or is it just the unique concept? What do you think?
I think it's both, absolutely. And we also, the company, they do Shakespeare, but now we've been incorporating new stories like this Drunk Pirates, Shakespeare Presents Drunk Pirates, and these old familiar stories that people love that we're bringing back to life in a new way is really fun, and I think it's very nostalgic for a lot of people. It's 21 and up. We are a bar, but we have a nice wide range of audience members from early 20s. Cool. And
do people show up dressed up in costume?
Oh, yes. Please come dressed up. There be pirates. There be pirates. Welcome aboard. We love when people dress up. It makes it even more fun for us, for sure.
Have you ever had anything like crazy happen?
Yeah, I mean, every
crazy.
night's crazy. It's so fun. It's ridiculous. I'm so blessed. I feel like I have the best job in the world.
Oh, that's good. Where are you from originally?
I'm from here. Yeah, Arizona native. Yeah,
nice.
Born and raised.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to Pinnacle High School.
Nice, up in North Phoenix.
Yeah, a long time ago. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, were you in drama or theater?
I actually was not. I was in sports and student council, and I didn't get into theater. I was in the Navy also. I didn't get into theater until I got out and went to school for theater.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. And so you get out of the service and you're like, what do I love to do? And how did you find this road?
My dream is to be on SNL someday. I hope you're listening, Lauren. Listen up. So my dream is to be on SNL and to be a stand-up comedian, and I thought, well, I better get on stage. So I started taking theater classes.
Nice. Do you do stand-up or like impromptu open mic night?
No, I would love to do that. I've done that. I also I play ukulele. The only open mics I've done is singing. But I do need to. Thank you. That is something on my bucket list of things I need to challenge myself.
Well, one of my favorite comedians, Tony Hinchcliffe. Have you seen his show on YouTube? He has like open mic nights at his place in Austin, Texas.
So funny.
Once a week. So I hope maybe you should head out to Austin. You never know. You're on a big, huge worldwide stage.
Yeah. Right.
You know? So, okay, so tell us more about the show. How long is the show? And like 60 minutes or 90 minutes?
It's about 75 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, no intermission. And the servers, we have handcrafted cocktails. The servers come right out to your seats for you. There's QR codes at your seats.
Nice.
It's a really great time. There's a lot of opportunities for audience interaction and volunteers. So come dressed up, come ready to yo-ho-ho and yar. That's how I say yes now, yar, because I'm a pirate, yar.
Yes. Well, I think you do look splendid.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You love that?
Thank you.
I do. I love the feathers.
Thank you so much.
And all the sparkles, of course. Sparkles are always
and like the little brooch on the side.
Thank you
right
so
there.
much.
That looks beautiful.
Our lovely stage manager, Helen, added all this gold trim to
Helen,
it.
nice
So
work, Helen.
Yes.
Oh, well, best of luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we hope to see you on SNL someday.
Thank you. Yes.
When can people come see the show?
Yeah, we have performances Tuesday through Sunday. I'm performing tonight, every night this week, except for Friday. Yes. So come out. Come check us out. And we are performing on the 4th of July if you're looking for something to do.
Indoor activity.
Indoor activity.
Yes. Okay, great. Michaela, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, thank you for coming in. Here is a look at that Drunk Pirates. And let me give you the details on where this is. It's Drunk Shakespeare Phoenix at the Rose Theater, 455 North 3rd Street, for 3rd Street, that is, Suite 1010 at the Arizona Center. And here is a little bit of details on this. And Michaela kind of shared a little bit as well. She said there's a professional actor, takes 5 shots of rum between 4 and 6, Irene, she said, right? And they play a lead role in a comedic adaptation of Treasure Island. And the rest of the cast stays sober and improvises around the increasingly unpredictable performance.
I feel like that'd be so interesting just to watch.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't realize there was only one actor at first that was the one who got drunk.
Me neither. I thought it was everybody.
Yeah. But I guess it depends on what person's doing it every day. Because if you have a lightweight like me, going to take 6 shots, I'm not even going to be able to do anything. So that's not happening.
So we also have this morning, Big D brought in something for us. Irene,
I'm excited about this
honors?
one. We have some Oreos limited edition cinnamon bun Oreos.
Yes. Okay, throw in the chat if you don't mind. Favorite cookies. Favorite cookies? Are they Oreos? Are they Chips Ahoy? Are they homemade? Are they oatmeal? Are those Milano cookies? What are your fave? Okay, let's see. Chad Taylor, good morning. Emperor Ivan, good morning. Estrella Garcia, nice to see you. Okay, so these...
we have to try these?
Yeah, let's try them.
Okay.
So these are Oreo limited edition, and they are cinnamon bun. Okay. How do you eat your Oreos? Do you...
Yeah, I usually twist and eat one side at a time. Exactly, that's how I do it. Do you eat the icing first?
Oh, that's good.
That is good.
The inside actually tastes like
cream cheese,
like the cinnamon.
Yeah, like the spread that you put on the top. I can't think of the word, but yeah, that is really good. Did you eat the icing first too? Just like me. Cookie second, icing first.
These are really good.
They are very good.
These might be some of the best Oreos. Dave, great job.
Thank you, Dave, for our snacks.
Somebody sent these to Dave, and I said, "How are you?" The person that always gets these great, packages.
Then he shares them. So that's what's good about Dave.
Oh my goodness, so good. So here is a quick glance at those Oreos this morning. Cinnamon bun Oreos, check them out. They are super delicious. As we wrap up today, let's go ahead and do this. Glenn, can we take a quick shot of the Dow, please? Okay, as we're going to throw this up, we want to show you this because it has been quite the last few days, of course, with all the developments happening overseas when it comes to the war with Iran, the negotiations, gas prices, Irene, we've seen those drop, right?
Yeah, of course, which has been nice.
It has been really nice as we head on into the 4th of July weekend. Today was quite the day, actually, on the Dow. We saw a peak up into the green, down into the red again, and kind of hover there for a little bit. But now we're seeing we're up about 168 points on your Tuesday, 171. And really remarkable. We're up over 52,354 right now. And so today would be a good day for all of you who want to take a good look at your 401k.
I'll have to sign in. I'll have to see.
We'll have to take a look. And it has been quite the week. So no matter where you're headed on your 4th of July, maybe you're flying somewhere, you're driving somewhere, you may see some of those prices drop, especially when it comes to gas prices. And of course, we'll be following it all for you here on Fox 10 Talks. Here is a live look again at your mystery camera this morning. And congratulations to all of you who won and guessed correctly that it was
Inwood, West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia. Beautiful day.
Yeah, I want to guess that.
You thought it was Pennsylvania.
Well, it's not that far away from Pennsylvania. It's at least the northeast, kind of.
I thought yours was a great guess, actually. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We so appreciate it. You are the reason we show up to work, friends. All right, have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.